Hi, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I know this is going to sound strange, but I did quite a few Christmas journals and a bunch of Thanksgiving journals and a few autumn journals. And I just really wanted to do a different theme. So I'm doing a very early Easter journal. So I know it's 5 months away, but what a great Christmas present to yourself or just somebody who loves junk journals. So anyways, this is an antique book from 1922, Bumper the Rabbit. And I pulled this title from a vintage book about Easter, and that chapter was called Easter Time. So I've got it here. I've got some beautiful green ribbon to match the cover and these pretty ribbons to match the cover. But look at how sweet that is. It's absolutely perfect. I've been saving it for an Easter journal, and here it is. So everything inside is authentic, antique and vintage ephemera with tons and tons of Easter themed ephemera in here. And it'll be in my Etsy shop momentarily, hyperstamper.etsy.com. No tariffs, quick shipping, trackable couriers, and let's get started. I put a lot of antique postcards in this one. This one is especially beautiful. It's got the gold lining all the way around, done by hand, and the little pretty chick down here. And this is a 1905 postcard. It's absolutely exquisite. It never was written on or mailed, but getting an Easter postcard was a very popular thing to do. And then this is just in here because it's a pretty pastel pink color. And that's a Milmard food coupon from the 50s. And this is from the 60s, Mammals of North America. And we've got, of course, we have to have rabbits, right? So that's a fun page there. And this is one of the original plates from this book, from the Bumper book. And look at how sweet that is. It's absolutely lovely. Springtime flowers, rabbits, carrots, just screams Easter. That is the original first page of the book, publisher's page down here with the date 1920-22. And we have some spring flowers here. And then we have this pretty little bunny here from a 1927 edition of my book house. And here is the first page of the book. And I just thought somebody might want to make a pocket out of it. I've even folded it so that it could be a double pocket there. Or you could collage with it or just enjoy it. Here is a nice spring flower down here as well, made from a dictionary page. And here is another antique Easter postcard. And this one is from 1909. Look at that wonderful cursive writing on there. I really love that. And then here is a 1930s Easter remembrance gift or card. And what I love about this one is at first I thought, oh, nobody ever wrote in it. But then when I opened it, there's a huge Easter letter in here. April 10th, 1941. Oh, sorry, 40s, not 30s. Isn't that fabulous? And it is continued on the back. Now, this was put inside a scrapbook, so there's some paper remnants that I was very careful to peel off. 1950 stamp collector's page back there. And this I put in from a craft book, a vintage craft book from the 60s. We've got tulips and spring flowers. And we always think of tulips at Easter. And here's another very old postcard. And it's not very often you see one with this much black on it. Black was not a popular color for something as festive as Easter, but this is really quite stunning, isn't it? And this one is from 1911, little message there as well. And another Easter card. I just really went crazy here. Look at this pretty, look at the font there. Isn't that lovely? And that is definitely an Art Deco font. Little Dutch girl here. And it's that's ripped because it was pulled out of a scrapbook. But what I loved back in the 30s and 40s is they always added a little piece of ribbon. In this case, it's a little piece of wool for her hair sticking out of her bonnet there. Isn't that fun? So on the next page, I have another little pretty thing from the 50s. This beautiful little bunny rabbit page here from a children's book. And then I've got some pastel doves up here. And then this is awesome. Not very often I can find an Easter photograph, but somebody had scripted on here, Easter Sunday, 1950, April 9th, 1950. And this is an exquisite plate from the 20s, 1925. And it's chestnut tree, absolutely stunning. And this is a very beat up little plate from 1905 edition of Beatrix Potter, Peter Rabbit. And look at that. Isn't that wonderful? It's just fantastic. It screams Easter as well. And some pastel hand crocheted bits here that were destroyed when I got them. So I just clustered them all up there. And this is a pretty little vintage song book or song sheet here about the spring. On both sides, there's a different song. And then I made a little pocket here, and this is a very, very old, over 70 years old iron-on. You can still see the transfer there. You could actually probably still transfer that on. Transfer it onto your tea towels or your aprons, and then you embroider the little chicks on there. So that would have been a great Easter apron or towel. We've got some more little goslings down here for Easter. And this is really cool here. This came from a craft. Here, there's the pattern for a stuffed bunny. Isn't that great? And how to make a pom-pom and everything for the tail. Just lovely. It's a really fun piece. You might even be able to use that and make one of them. And then over here, I have another antique Easter postcard. And this one has the cross. It's got silver all around it and these gorgeous flowers here. And this one is from 1914. Aren't these amazing? They're just little pieces of history. I picture the person who was lucky enough to find that in their mailbox. This is very old, and I just love how it's discolored, but this was to get a subscription to the Weekly Unity in Kansas City. Isn't that cool? Get an Easter gift order blank. And then I made the little pocket out of a children's book page, a little chick there. And there is a rabbit there from the White Rabbit story in another book. And there's more of that story. He's very sad here because he can't be the Easter bunny. It ends well, I promise. And here is another antique postcard. Easter greetings. It's got a little damage here, but that's okay because after all, it is 116 years old. And look at that beautiful cursive writing. Just lovely, isn't it? The silver all the way around. Just gorgeous. Absolutely a stunner. This is an Easter book from the 40s. Here, Daffodil's Return, little girl up here holding a little bunny. Look how cute that is. And I've got this gorgeous handmade crocheted doily. It's antique. And I put in this vintage Monopoly money that you can journal on because it's got the pretty pastel colors. I just really like that. And then this is a beautiful, about early 1920 or late 19 teens, and that's on how to make a paper basket for Easter. Isn't that lovely? I just love it. Oh, so fun. And speaking of baskets, here's a little piece of vintage embroidery as well. A little spring basket of flowers. And then here I've got, this is from the early 1900s, pre-1910, A Song of Easter. I love the paper. It's just like silk, that one. And then this here came out of the same book actually. And He is Risen. So that is the story of Easter there. And then this here I pulled from a vintage book, very, very old. She's in a field of lilies. Isn't that beautiful? Easter lilies. And more beautiful little crochet flowers there, pastel colors for Easter. The Easter Carol. This one I love. It's from the late 1800s, and it's got that beautiful carrot there for the bunnies. And then we've got this Spring Carnival song here. It's a fun little poem. This is from a Charles Dickens children's book series. And this is just a little fun piece here that you can fold out. I just pictured this was a fun little children's table at an Easter dinner, but you can journal here and here. And there's some more spring flowers down here, a princess here, and First Lady's fond memories, but lots of little spaces here and there to journal on. This one I didn't cover because it's actually a little game, find the pictures game from the 50s, so I left it so you could find the pictures. And this is from a vintage book on crafts as well, and we've got, this is a paper bunny. And there's the instructions how to make the paper bunny and the story of how paper was invented. Kind of cool. And this is a gorgeous plate from 1904. Whence the Spring Flows. A little spring scene there of a river. And whoopsie, I think I missed one. Let me go back. Here we go. Uh-oh. Sometimes I glue them shut by accident. There we go. And here, now I have a repair to do. That's okay. This is another original plate from the book, and there's the fox chasing the bunny up the tree. And then we have this lady here who's carrying her Easter basket. And on the flip side, I have, this is from the 1800s, Christmas Eve and Easter Day. Little poems there. That was from a theater magazine from the 40s. And then this is a sweet little girl falling asleep with her dolly, and that's the end of it. So I hope you love it as much as I love making it. I know it's early, but these do go fast at Easter time. I have enough to make about 3 more next year. So hyperstamper.etsy.com. Come back soon, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.